Welcome to the antechamber of the Temple of Alchemy, to the ceremony undergone by Elaine and Aidan of the Portal of Pisces. Here, the aphorism is of the dark goddess Nuit of a Myriad Stars. To take all is to lose all. To give all is to gain all. Priest of Alchemy addresses the twin apprentices, Aidan and Elaine. You now face the culmination of your zodiac revelation of alchemy, the Portal of Pisces. This sphere resolves duality into the music of the sphere. Face the nature of the universe in its perfection. You need to receive the oracle of the goddess Nuit, the cosmos. Priestess Alchemy, in her flowing dark robes, raises her wand. I invoke the goddess of our Milky Way galaxy, the goddess Nut. Thou, whose divine body is composed of the blackness of space, yet is resplendent with constellations, receive our prayer to awaken into our true being. We now turn our attention to a woman in the Holy of Holies, robed in a flowing black robe, her face veiled. We may be given the oracle. To know yourself is to find that you are an offspring of my body. Within each creature, whether deity or mouse, I express a unique part of myself. When you honor yourself, you honor others, and you bring love and joy to my heart. You tremble when you think of death as a final end to yourself. But this is impossible, because as part of myself, you also are eternal. But I have compassion for your sorrows and fears, which result in violence, cruelty, and stupidity. So come to me not only on ceremonial occasions, but every day, and especially every night. You will find in me the love of your friends and family, and when you care for those you hate or fear, for me, in me, are no enemies. Within the divine aura that surrounds me, evil does not exist. Your sufferings are part of your learning. Find the divine wherever you recognize it, in the art, in love, in a widening consciousness. So will you walk both in the darkness and in the light, in truth of light and love in the darkness, in vision and adventure. You will have grown up at last. Accept my blessing. Thanks is given to the goddess. Priest Alchemist says, we give thanks to the goddess Nuit for her oracle. Priestess Alchemist to Elaine. Elaine, you have bravely fought all your life, though the enemy changes as you grow in wisdom. The final enemy is the duality within yourself. Are you willing to face the ordeal of Pisces? Elaine says, I've always recognized the sign of Pisces as the yin-yang of the East and the juices of the West, matter, antimatter, black and white, the opposites, evil, good. Eagerly I accept the challenge, yet I can't believe evil can be resolved into good, even through alchemy. I hope but can't see how. Priestess Alchemist brings her a tarot card from the Marseille deck. Describe this, Elaine. The culmination card of the pack. This depicts the goddess Fortuna, daughter of Themis, goddess of wisdom. She stands in the initiate posture, on her right leg, her left leg behind her. She holds in balance two batons. Around her is an oval wreath. Its leaves are red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors. At each corner are the 4 Babylonian cherubim, the bull, the lamb, the eagle, and the angel. Strangely, it's called Le Monde. But I realize this is not this earth, but the world, which is the product of inner creation. We help the creators to form the world. Priestess Alchemist, you're ready for trance, but possibly not for what awaits you. You will watch with interest. It may not help you. Elaine composes herself and is helped into trance. This trance, though, allows her to choose and remember. Her free will is sacred. I make my way up the zodiac hill, and when I reach the inner sanctum, I particularly honor the goddess of the central flame, Vesta. I find my way to the Portal of Pisces. As I expected, it shows 2 powers, one silver, one gold, in the form of mermaids each side of the gateway. Above I see a winged disk of pure light in indigo space. I part silvery green curtains. I'm looking forward to this. I cross the threshold. Oh! I was not expecting this. I'm in the small room of an old-fashioned nightclub. Period, I guess, the 1920s. The atmosphere is heavy with cigarette smoke. Horrible. Some people are dancing to a dismal wail of a saxophone. Some are drinking champagne from old-style wine glasses. They look like marionettes with their painted faces, half dead. For nearly 100 years, or thereabouts, says a hard voice behind me. I turn round and nearly run away, screaming. I'm facing one of those reptilians I always laughed at as the figments of occult imagination. He is silver-green in colour, and is very polite. He is wearing a well-cut dinner jacket. Suddenly I feel like giggling. As I laugh, his face changes for a flash into that of a very tired, elderly gentleman. He says, "Thank you for laughing." I realize he's been trapped here. Something about finance. He picks up my thought. "Everything in hell is free," he says, and it goes on and on. There is no death, no release. Curious, I've always particularly disliked greedy financiers and pitied their victims who I help. But now I'm bent on getting this character away from this nightmare club. Perhaps because he reminds me of someone I once knew. Try and fix your thoughts and feelings on some place you really like. Say, I could get you out of here. "No," he said, "I won't escape until I bring my girlfriend with me." But even as he says this, he vanishes. The obsessive self-delusion is broken. He remembers he loved someone. His girlfriend is waiting for him in a better world, I gather, puzzled as to why he's been sleeping so long. I begin to feel claustrophobic, and I wander out of the overheated room and make my way upstairs. I'm not feeling very well. In a penthouse, I found the most extraordinary apartment. Belongs to an earlier period, I gather, in Russia, or some Balkan state. The 2 rooms are also stiflingly hot with a closed stove. The windows are covered with heavy brocade curtains that totally obscure the light. There are 2 pleated silk shades over oil lamps, and the floor is muffled with a thick patterned carpet. The samovar is dusty, obviously empty. At first I cannot find the residence. Then, in an inner room, I found a couch covered with French velvet cushions, and on this couch crouched 2 women. They are wearing long sable fur coats, and both have chiffon turbans. One is much older than the other. Curiously, the older woman is more awake than the other, who is chain-smoking to keep awake. They become aware of my presence. I admire their beautiful, refined features and elegant white hands that clearly have never done any work. "How long have you been here?" I ask. The answer given by the older woman shocks me. I feel afraid, for she says in a remote voice, 1,000 years. I look at them again, and they begin to change. I see them as Assyrian princesses, but somehow they're the same, like dangerous, beautiful black panthers. Suddenly I decide to intervene, despite my dislike of these sort of women. I find myself persuading the pair of them to come to an all-night cafe that serves lorry drivers. Dreamily they come with me into a fluorescent lighted self-service all-night cafe. I queue for them to get a fried meal and a huge pot of coffee. They're actually interested in their surroundings, watching the huge red-faced men in T-shirts and denims, in the jolly waitress with red hair, in the laughing students teasing each other, and are shaken by the blare of canned music that has a curious effect of shattering their auras. I'm not sure it's not doing things to mine. I feel triumphant. I have awakened the dead. The whole room rotates at an ever-increasing speed. Total darkness follows us all. There stands before me the older woman, who is revealed as the goddess Lut herself. See her. She is full of the darkness of space and shines with a multitude of stars. On her right hand there stands the reptilian gentleman. He is now revealed as a magus of the magical arts. On her left hand is the younger woman. She's now a laughing girl making pictures of stardust. She is an artist. And I am one with them. And so are we all. Let us now join with them and find ourselves in our own true beauty. For each one of us, whatever we're like, on the outer surface, are divine within. Elaine slowly returns from trance. She says dreamily, "Now I know, when you gain cosmic consciousness, all is transmuted into divine reality. Evil is transmuted into its true self, goodness, because all comes from reality of love, beauty, truth. I have seen the goddess of the cosmos." Slowly we begin to retreat from this scene as the people give reports and share their friendship, send out thoughts of harmony to all who suffer from terrifying delusions. We ourselves feel new hope. Each day we are reborn from the darkness of night where we have been learning the mysteries. The inner duality isn't a battle in which one side conquers the other. It's a marriage which produces why we're incarnate, really. We find our own originality. The Portal of Pisces, the Concourse of Prophets, this is called. To create the future, the prophet rises above space and time. We're going to have something really important for Aiden, I bet. He always does get interesting happenings. Priest of Alchemy, to the two apprentices. Seekers of the Mysteries of Alchemy, time does not pass from your birth to death. Rather, space and time form the area through which you travel. The Alchemical Labyrinth is where you transmute evil to good, transmute evil to good, that you may grow in true being. In order to understand this mystery, you need to hearken to the oracle of the goddess Tara. Tara was known to the ancient Egyptians as Tara, keeper of the tablets of faith. Origin of the Torah and the Tarot. She presides as a star over the 4 sacred mountains of the Asian continent, and she holds the stone of destiny on the holy mounds of the Celtic races. Well, we do hope we get an oracle from Tara of the oracles, but one never knows. We look at the priestess, and she is wearing very misty grey, and her head is covered with grey, but we think her hair is silvery in colour. Ah, she is going to speak. Occasionally, those who call deities, prophets, teachers, give seekers a sudden experience of divine reality, which includes all time, all space, all dimensions. Too often, such divine disclosure has led to fanaticism when the recipient claims exclusive revelations and threaten destruction to those who take some other path. Yet all such mystical revelations, however varied, come from the same divine source. The manifestation takes myriad forms, adjusted to the degree of development of the receiver. Branded as heretic, saint, lunatic, genius, such mystics find themselves either adored or reviled. Now is the time when an influx of new spiritual incarnations give companionship, guidance, and advice to reborn psychics. What gifts do such new angelic visitants bring? Sanity, enjoyment of other companions, tolerance, above all humour. To laugh at others is clever. To laugh at oneself is the first fruit of divine awakening. Priest alchemist, we give thanks to the goddess Tara for her oracle. The priest alchemist addresses Aiden. Aiden, your bright mind flies all over the place, receiving ideas, inspiration, vision from every conceivable course. You are just the man we need to explore the labyrinth of the fate of Tara. Are you willing to face this Piscean maze of shifting ideals? Aiden, I love new vision, so I may as well continue. I'm willing. Priestess alchemist shows him a Taurus and Mars sales pack. Described it. It could be no other than Elaine's card of Fortuna, the naked goddess of fate. We all have to face her honesty at one time or another. I see her as representing the perfection of balanced movement. Progress comes from balance. Priestess alchemist, you have grasped the cards in essential meaning. You may enter trance. He will be with you, but not help you. He composes himself and enters trance. I climb the hill eagerly and enter the temple of the zodiac. I honor the vestal flame that will always be with me. I make my way to the gateway, Pisces. It looks full of living beings coming and going in some sort of etheric water. This looks very strange. I'm making my way through the gateway, like passing through silver and green water. I enter the most beautiful place I've ever been. It is formed of a mighty cave of stalactites and stalagmites. What I've always longed to see. In the center of the vast cave is a sepulchre. It is very high and made of gleaming crystal. Can this be Hermes Trismegistus, father of alchemy, once awakened by Apollonius of Tyana? This is the sort of venue I'd bought. I approached the figure hopefully. Now stop. This is no Hermes Trismegistus, no human being at all. I'm faced with a sleeping god. This is the Gnostic Ancient of Days, painted by William Blake. He really exists. His hair is snowy white as his body. His robes flow around him like flowing water. His arms enfold not the emerald tablet of alchemy, but a giant emerald. Within it are enacted shifting scenes of human lives. He is Ildebaal, Dagon, and we are all living within his aura. I fall on my knees. I'm at last overcome by a being greater than my mind can imagine. I find myself saying, Dagon, Ilderbel, mighty God, help me to reconcile myself with all beings. To my amazement, I hear a cheeky voice. It's a red-haired witch. She said, this is the first really intelligent thing you said for ages. I'm bewildered. I'm in a large conference room. This can't be possible. All round us is a brilliant green light. The witch and I and the conference room are inside the emerald. We are in Dagon's dream. Talk about feeling small. Well, here you are at last, says the witch, leading me to a seat. Welcome to the Sibyls and Prophets Galactic get-together. This is where we cook up and send forth oracles, prognostications, prophecies, warnings to the faithful. What faithful, I ask? I feel the Olympians are behind this charade. Why do they think I need taking down a peg? It's not that, Aiden, says a very tall woman with white hair, obviously a Sibyl. It's just we cannot afford to have any more pompous, dogmatic, phony prophets. We like you. We like your beautiful blue planet. There's enough violence already without people being deceived, drawn into religious wars. Yes, says a prophet with long white hair and beard, but with an odd resemblance to Mercury. What we need is a naive prophet who recommends love and joy and peace. Well, one must be fair, said the Sibyl. There could still be objections from those who enjoy condemning others. The violence would then be done to the prophet. This leaves us in a sound ethical position. After all, you'll be preaching toleration, friendliness, and generosity from us. Nervously I ask, what do you mean? I'm no prophet. Nor is anyone else, as a gigantic prophet with long chestnut hair and beard. The prophecies are from here, to teach humanity some lesson. We just give you what to say. You have to agree, of course, but we know you inside out. You'll agree to go because you love adventures, and you'll give the message because you like it. You've always wanted to be a comedian. I don't know about that. The circle of bearded prophets and long-haired Sibyls are forming a circle around me. The whole room begins to spin. I've learned not to fight it, just to let myself flow with the spiral rotation through time and space. There's still the flow, but now it is of sea waves. I'm on an ocean shore in some South Sea island, and I'm a visiting celebrity. I'm greeted by a respectful delegation which ceremonially puts a lay wreath of red flowers round my neck, hailing me as their avatar. I don't see where the comedian comes in. After all, I'm about to deliver a genuine prophecy from higher realms. They will burst forth into a hymn which invokes success and abundance and long life. With dignity I mount the decorated rostrum, shut my eyes, and invoke the promised oracle. I feel the rush of electric-like power through my head, almost throwing me backwards. This is more than I bargained for. My body is like a bow bent backwards, and the words come through my mouth, not from thee. It's from them. You have sold your island for what you think is your safety. The new weapon of war is so dangerous that it will unloose a volcano which will erupt beneath you. Refuse to accept this experiment, and you will be happy and safe with love and joy. People fall on their knees with rapture. But then I say, but you will surrender your present prosperity. Refuse the experiment, and you will lose millions. I'm interrupted by gales of laughter. Some people are throwing coconuts at me. They are shouting, crackpot, liar, comedian. The sound of 1,000 steam engines underground, and there is a gigantic crack on the ground, which becomes a gaping pit. This is is the most terrible volcano. We are swallowed into an abyss of steaming lava. All is black. Awful is the prophecy. It has become real. I find I pray for the people, not for myself, for I know I have an eternal body, but do they know, thinking of money, of their money. The terrible volcano lets forth a chain of such disasters. But even as I think this, I hear the sound of a ukulele. A ukulele? Around me is a wedding party, sharing leis and glasses of wine. A girl is shaking me. Wake up, Avatar, she says, laughing. You are shouting in your sleep. It's the wine. The scene fades. I feel utterly exhausted. I've returned to the cave of the prophets. I must have an answer. I asked the prophet, who looks like Mercury, did that volcano really erupt and destroy the island? Is this going to happen to the others? He replies, for once seriously, there are many levels of reality. It depends on which one you choose. Aidan returns quickly, excited. Now I see, he explains. The art of alchemy is not to try and change other people to be as we think they should be. It's to accept people as they are. This includes all forms of life, and find the golden mean. Only then may we create with the deities. We will know we are one with all. Dagon dreams us, but Tara dreams him. The whole company are deep in thought. Thanks are given to the deities. Aidan has won his degree, and reports are shared, and rays of harmony sent forth to all, but all are serious, thinking of what can be on the physical earth, and how it may be influenced by brighter realms. We actually choose to have a war, to be in a war in our lifetime, or to be poor or rich, while seeking something in our path of learning. So we can't tell other people what they should do, because they, in their true heart and conscience, know. So, mystically, all is well as the goddess tells us. We can turn back to everyday life, but this time we can act our part in the divine drama, knowing what it is, knowing what is our choice, our initiation. We have found our dedication. It fits in with the final beauty of the pattern. So may your own dreams, the true ones, bring you to divine reality, where we will all meet each other, as we do anyway at night.